Hey guys, what is up? We're back with another double reaction slash review video for Undead Unluck. And as we know, both Andy and Fugo are both in Brazil because they are on the mission to get Unseen, if I remember correctly, to rescue them. But on top of that, they are also dealing with Unrip or Unrepair. His name is Rip. So his ability is basically anything that is whole is no longer whole, therefore, aka Unrepair. So he is basically the catalyst or the opposition to Andy, who is undead. Okay, so Andy can always come back too, and so they're thinking he is going to be the resolve to Andy finally having a satisfying death. But at the same time, in order to come to Unrepair, they have to go undercover where there is a mafia auction happening. And not only that, we have we're both oppositions of negators. There are negators that are opposing against God, while there are negators that opposes the world. So their morals are completely different. So without further ado, let's get into Undead Unluck episode 12. Yeah, we're in Rio de Janeiro. That treat negators like treasure. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah, and because of they failed one of the missions, basically they got a new rule where now universally everybody speaks English. They can understand English too. Yep. They seek, yep, I like I said, they details unknown. Wow. Confidential. Not the wig thrown into the wind. Ooh. Unbreakable sword. The gun ain't gonna do nothing to Andy. Wow. Yeah, both of them going at it. Oh boy. What was it? They got dynamite? Really? Who put who the uh wait, what? What? Unfreeze or something? My boy has to look at you for you to stop. Wait, what? Nobody can understand him? Oh, he's the only one that wasn't affected by the rule. So that means people who are negators in the world aren't affected by this rule. Or something. I don't know. What the oh what the hell? Oh, compulsory type. Oh, he negates the move of the target in the field. Something similar to Shen. So what language are y'all speaking? So what language are y'all speaking? All the ability will transfer to a different human. Wait, what? Whoa. What do you mean the powers could transfer to somebody else? Oh yeah. Clip him said, "Oh, he's fired. Oh, oh, he gone. How is that going to counter?" So I realized this and I didn't catch it last episode, but Rip, once he cuts you, he starts to bleed from the eye. And then I guess the valves in his earrings, they start to fill up with your blood or his. Mm. Any and all healing techniques apply to the wounds I feel. Ooh. How y'all could transfer it to someone else? Oh. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of blood, my boy. Oh, oh yeah, he can do it. I can. My boy's going to faint because he see all this blood. Ah, damn. Also, they want her because she doesn't hesitate. It's because she has a good relationship with Andy. Mm-hmm. Oh, y'all planning to take over nations? Oh, dang. Oh, so she can redirect, but I forgot she said it's like kind of wonky with her ability. What I mean by wonky is just like it's not always 100% proficient. Ooh, no. Ooh. She's got an hour to live at best. What do you mean? What do you mean she has an hour left? Oh no, do not. Oh, he's going to take out the car. Oh God. Oh, because it's unrepaired. I keep forgetting. No, Andy. Okay, thank God. Shoot, how she's gonna heal that? She can't heal that. He's just a kid, bro. What happened to? Oh dang! Not his mom being on life support. Oh. Oh, dang. UNMoved. And can y'all get through and not get hit by the bullets? Okay. All right. So we got UNMove. Okay, the ability to basically, in a way, freeze time so long as he's looking at you. And as they say, it's an external compulsory ability. So he has to look at you for basically the space between you and him is unmoving. Nothing is, no friction or anything is happening within that space. The only downside, of course, is if he doesn't look in your direction, simply like something similar to like Shen or anything. Those are the type of abilities where they have to, in a way, be able to see their target, compared to Juice, which is all around. So in a way, she probably doesn't even necessarily have to look at you, but it's something similar to like Shen. In a way, they have to see their target in order for the ability to actually work. So it can work in the favor of when you see your opponent, but at the same time, you take your eyes off of them, and depending on the type of person you are, it can be GG for you. Okay, so the ability itself is powerful, depending on the individual using it. What is interesting now, and this is just going into basically the whole world building of Undead Unluck, that is just starting to unveil itself. Yo, this series is gonna make me start using a lot of puns. Oh my god! But unveiling itself, a lot of this lore and everything you knowing about the series, like, what do you mean that if the person with the ability, the negator ability, if they die, it goes to someone else? What do you mean by that? You mean to tell me? Oh my god, Jesus, my bad. Had to let that out. That means these individuals weren't really born with these abilities per se, or they are, but it originally was acquired by someone else. I need more information on that, because when Rip said that, it makes me think that means even Rip himself and the rest of his crew didn't originally have their abilities. Because it also now is making me think, okay, that ties into basically where Fuko, she didn't have her abilities till she was 10 years old, right? So that means someone else had the ability of Unluck. Andy, now I'm not too sure. We don't really know much of his history, but at least we can go with Fuko, right? Her abilities did not awaken until she was 10 years old. And what happened? What was the last thing that happened? Her parents bid her goodbye because they were going on a trip, and they went on that airplane, and her abilities is affected by what? How much affection she has, affinity towards an individual. So the stronger the affinity, the stronger the catalyst, the stronger the unluck that's going to befall upon that person, and indirectly affecting other people if they are within that same vicinity, right? So I would love if they go more into explanation of that. And of course, knowing Undead Unluck, they're going to do that, because the world is basically being told as each episode goes by. So it's funny that we see like where Unrepair, his ability does work. And the thing is, I find interesting from the last episode, episode 11, in this episode, he's able to outmaneuver Andy, even though Andy is proficient in, what's that term for Kenjutsu? Inai, drawing of the sword. He's very fast, but he's able to maneuver out the way. This guy is moving so fast that people don't have time to blink by the time he cuts them. And then with the earrings, now my earrings doesn't represent properly, but they always fill up the veil with blood after he cut someone. So I mean, this is just a theory. You guys know I like throwing little theories here and there, of course, because I don't know the whole story. So I'm just basing on what I'm seeing and what is being presented to me. But like, okay, his ability, once he cuts you, of course, he's bleeding from the left eye, right? So his ability to know that it's in effect now is he bleeds here. So I'm guessing him having that eye patch, either his eye is constantly red or he is missing an eye and the socket is just bleeding to represent the ability has now been active. And the blood that's filling in the veils is either an artifact because he cut the person, so it represents that person's blood and he's gaining their blood type or something. So there is that form of connections between him and that individual now, and that's allowing him to move. So in the process of him cutting them, and they're not able to repair because, you know, their body is now stagnant, so they can't do anything to prevent the bleeding. It makes so much, it makes a little bit more sense in my head. But if you guys can understand where I'm coming from, yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. But of course, I'll definitely need more information on that, because like, again, his movements are kind of weird because he doesn't look like the type that can move fast. So unless the earrings are an artifact that fills up with the person he cut, right, and his ability is activated by the blood that comes out of his eyes, and then he licks it. So again, and then he always tends to lick it. So like, it's forming that connection. It's reminding me of Stain in a way from My Hero Academia. He has to get your blood for you to stop moving. So that's how I'm also trying to correlate it. But nonetheless, and that lady, Lakla, as shown from last episode, her ability is kind of like, I would say, wonky in the way that it's not proficient. It's not 100%. So like, she doesn't have the full mastery of her abilities. Like, they work on and off, right? So it looks like it's more of the type that like bounces off. They don't hit the intended target, but sometimes because it's not as proficient as it should be, she still gets hit with whatever she's trying to deflect, right? And then the other guy who has the guns, I guess his ability is to make imaginary bullets. He imagines or something and they become real because he doesn't have the reload option. So that's very interesting. But to see in a world where negators aren't obviously viewed as regular people, and then you have underground worlds like the mafia that takes these people and uses them as exotic beings because they long lost or don't even see these individuals as human anymore, right? So in their world, where obviously the Union is trying to destroy God to get rid of these rules, we have where these other negators now who hates the world. And this episode kind of gives me a guess as to why. A world that is against them and their talents, and they're orchestrated from the rest of society. I can understand why they want to go out their way to topple and destroy the world, or at least the world powers at this point, because of how regular people treats them, you know. So it's understandable for that. Whereas the Union is going for something much more larger than humans. They're going against the god that more than likely set this type of oppose on the world itself, on Earth itself, causing them to be the type of individuals that they are. So it's nice to see like the moral standings of these two people. They don't necessarily like their abilities and they want to have a better world, but how they go about it is quite different, and how they go about achieving it obviously is very different. But nonetheless, guys, do tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about episode 12 of Undead Unluck. What were some things you found interesting? What do you think this kid is going to be able to do with his ability UNMoved? And what's going to happen now that we find out there are people that are opposite of wanting to destroy God, but instead wanting to destroy the world. The links are in the description box, so you guys go check it out. And I'm Kimmy-chan, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
with